Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of fishing at our usual spot. I've got with me my BFS setup, which is the Bass Pro Shops Crappie Max rod on a Tsurinoya Genius reel. We got 8-pound line, and we got a little Beetle spin with us. So something probably everyone's familiar with is the Beetle spin, and hopefully we'll hook into some good fish. So with the Beetle spin in the past, I've hooked into some really good sized bluegill and some bass. It's one of those classic lures, kind of like the Rooster tail. I feel like everyone has some of them laying around somewhere. I believe also they're only like 75 cents, maybe even 50 cents at Walmart. So like, never hurts to have a couple of them in your tackle box. So if you're having a rough day, usually they'll at least hook you into something. I feel like these are the perfect conditions for a Beetle spin to do really well. We've got like a nice overcast sky. We got a slightly windy day. The wind just started picking up recently. I feel like that's almost perfect conditions for any form of like spinnerbait. So I'm surprised I'm not getting any bites. I'll be honest in saying that ever since the weather has started cooling down, I've had a lot of trouble hooking into fish. Even on my canoe, like going into usual spots. Here where I normally have no issues, I've not had a ton of luck either. So it's honestly kind of surprising, because I figured once, instead of it being like 110 degrees out here and it finally cooling down to like the 70s and 80s, I'd have some luck. Oh no, we just had a fish. As I was saying that, oh man. Get cast back out there. It was a little bass. Ever since that one bite, I've not had any luck with this double jig rig. So I think the Beetle spin. So I may actually tie on the double jig rig, and I may try something a little bit different. So I'm gonna set that up and see what we can get into. Okay, so I'm tied back up with my double jig rig, and here's the setup I've got going on. I've got a 3-inch little swim bait, and then I got a 1-inch Gulp Minnow at the top. I'm hoping that the Gulp Minnow maybe could land, obviously, the smaller fish like bluegill, small bass, stuff like that, and potentially the larger swim bait could get into some normal sized bass. And also I'm hoping it kind of imitates a larger swim bait chasing that Gulp Minnow. And I'm hoping that'll cause some of the fish to kind of investigate what's going on, and then try to steal the Gulp Minnow from the 3-inch swim bait. But that's just kind of a theory, something I've been wanting to try. So we'll see if we can hook into any fish with it. Yes, we got a really tiny crappie. Oh my goodness, guy is miniature. So here he is, little black crappie, really small little fish, about the size of my hand or so. He bit into that Gulp Minnow, so we'll get him back out, toss back out over here, see if we can hook into a few more. I would love to get like a decent keeper size crappie. I don't have anything to store them in, like a bucket or a cooler or anything, but just hooking into one that would be about 10 or 12 inches would be really nice. Got another fish here. Another little black crappie. This one's slightly larger than the other one, but he's still real tiny. Little minnow out of his mouth. See him there. Good little fish. Another one on the Gulp Minnow. And toss right back out to where we were and hopefully hook into a few more. So I think I'm gonna call it for today. I ended up backlashing pretty horrible. As I was about to cast my Beetle spin, the hook got caught on the dock, and when I went to cast, the reel just blew up in my hands, and this isn't one that's going to be easily fixed. Plus there was a lot of people coming and going from the boat ramp, so I'm just going to call it here. I'll probably come back out here some other time and see if we can get a few more fish. Good morning, everyone. So today I'm back at the usual dock. I'm going to be trying to catch a few more fish because in the last session out here I only got the 2 crappie and I almost got a bass. And I felt like that wasn't enough to throw a video together, so I'll be combining some clips from today and from yesterday, so hopefully we can hook into some fish and see what we get into. So we were back with the same rod combination as before. It's the Bass Pro Shops Crappie Max, and then we have the Tsurinoya Genius reel. I did end up changing the line. That bird's nest at the end of the trip last time was just awful. So instead of having 8-pound braid, we're on 6-pound mono right now. And I'm gonna be giving mono a try on this BFS rod or BFS reel. I've never used mono with it before, just because I tend to like braid a little bit better with bait casters. But we'll see if the light power mono versus light power braid is as much of a difference. On that, I'm still running the little Beetle spin. I know last time we caught our fish using the Gulp Minnows and the double jig rig, so I may go back to that if we don't have any luck on the Beetle spin for a little bit, but kind of want to land into some fish on the Beetle spin. It's a beautiful morning out here today. The sky is this purplish hue to the left of me, and then over there it's like a baby blue with like the goldenish clouds. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't think we have something. I think we just hooked into some grass. Oh no, we do have something. There we go. This is actually a decent sized crappie. I can't believe how much of a dead weight he was being reeled in. But there we go. Use him for the camera. Maybe what, a 10 or 11 inch crappie? That's a decent size one. Get him back out in the water. I'm still really surprised how that crappie felt being reeled in. Like, he felt almost like a clump of weeds being reeled in. Even when I got him up like to the surface of the water, he wasn't flopping around or anything. I'm almost tempted to swap to a rooster tail. I know it's a very similar presentation to the Beetle spin, but normally this little body of water is too gunked up for a rooster tail, and I've never used one here. But as you can see today, like almost all the grass is gone from this area. Like, I guess the wind blew it out last night or something. So I'm debating on going to a rooster tail and just seeing what we can hook into. I may actually do that. So we got our Beetle spin tied on. Let me see if I can show you guys there. I believe this is a 1/8 ounce, potentially. It might be a 1/16. Not entirely sure, but it's a little chartreuse, has a little bit of black and a little bit of orange on it. We're just gonna start chunking it on out. The Beetle Spin and the Rooster Tail are both some of the most classic lures there are. And it's for a reason. They tend to just catch fish real well. And they catch a little bit of everything from bluegill to bass to crappie. So we'll throw this guy and see what we can get into. Oh, nice, we got another fish here. Let's get him on up. Oh, goodness. Just a really small largemouth bass. This might be the smallest largemouth bass I've caught this year. He swallowed this real good though. I think I'm gonna have to get the pliers for him. Show him up to the camera as I'm walking over to my bag. Sadly, I don't think this little guy is gonna make it. He swallowed it so far. It's like in his gill plate, but I'll show him off to the camera here. It's just a really tiny fish. I think we got another fish on. Oh man, he's fighting good. Get back in the water so he stops flopping around up top. Let's see. He's coming up to the dock right now. Oh no! Did he just snap my line? He did. Oh, we had him right here. That sucks. That was a good probably 12, 14 inch bass, and he just snapped my line. I don't have my net with me. I should have just tried to pull him up with the net if I had it with me. Let's get another rooster tail on and see what we can do. Hopefully we can catch him and get that line out of his mouth. Okay, so we're tied back on with another rooster tail. We're seemingly having a lot of luck with them right now. It's just a white rooster tail. I think it's also in either 1/8 or 1/16 ounce. I feel like both the Beetle Spin and the Rooster Tail are kind of idiot-proof lures. Like, you just kind of cast them out and slowly retrieve them back, and you're probably going to get a fish or two. They're definitely great lures if you're trying to get like kids into fishing and you're wanting to step up from the like usual worm and bobber and try something different. I feel like Rooster Tails and Beetle Spins, they're both great step ups and great options for kids. Plus, on top of everything else, they're fairly cheap. I believe you can get Beetle Spins for like $1 at Walmart, and Rooster Tails are very similar. I think they're a touch more expensive. They might be like $2 or something, but usually you can find them in like a pack of 5 for $5, or like buy them in a large enough quantity that they're fairly cheap. So between the 2 mornings of fishing here, it wasn't too bad. Each morning we spent maybe an hour or 2 out here, and we got the first morning 2 crappies, and we missed what seemed to be a pretty small bass. This morning we came back out here. We hooked into a decent sized crappie, a pretty small bass, and then we lost that larger bass. So that was a little bit of a upsetting loss there, because it was maybe 14 or 16 inches, but overall not a terrible 2 mornings of fishing. Again, here's a rod and reel combo we're working with. Ended the day with the Rooster Tail. After we lost that one on the green, orange, and black rooster tail. I had like no bites on this white one, so I may have to pick up a few more of those in that other color pattern if that's what the fish were biting. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.